Again, Ed, this is under review by the Department of Justice. It is literally under review right now. As I am talking to you, it is under review.
Now, again, that was Karine Jean-Pierre pushing back. Ed O'Keefe was kind of stumping his feet, getting mad about the lack of transparency. He mixed it up with Karine Jean-Pierre, and she also talked about how well they had worked together in the past. Kind of suspicious there, but O'Keefe also noted that the Justice Department does not handle national security matters, but KJP keeps kicking it over there, refusing to answer questions about Joe Biden and these documents. Maybe the honeymoon is finally over between the press corps after 2 years of bootlicking the White House. Most of the people sitting in the front row of the briefing room doing that again for the last 2 years. Let's welcome in now Kimberly Guilfoyle. Like a lot of us, she was wondering where the FBI raids are on Joe Biden's house. Kim, great to see you.
Great to see you as well, John. Thank you for having me on the program.
All right, so you tweeted out about Joe Biden's mansion in Wilmington, Delaware might be a good place for the FBI to start looking at, maybe his beach house in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. And now we know, since you tweeted that out, that in fact he did have documents at his house in Delaware locked up with his Corvette. So it's safe, right? As long as it's with his Corvette, everything's fine.
I mean, exactly. He's living his best Corvette summer at taxpayers' expense, okay? I mean, this guy apparently is just bulletproof. The law doesn't apply to him. It's a total double standard. Only Trump should be repeatedly persecuted with these witch hunts and fake news investigations. But how can they now justify, when you see the juxtaposition of Biden having these documents not secured whatsoever from the time when he was vice president? Okay, so he doesn't even have that presidential privilege about declassifying documents. Yet why aren't they going full force and measure against him? Instead, they raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home, going through Melania's closet and drawers in a despicable manner, treating it like they were, doing a raid on, ISIS. It's just absolutely insane. But the American people see through this.
And let's also talk about the former president. He was tweeting about this guy, Jack Smith, who is a special counsel who's been assigned by the DOJ to go to look into the documents at Mar-a-Lago. He called Smith a Trump-hating thug and said he is an unfair savage. Now, the big question everyone is asking is, will Merrick Garland at 1:15 today, when we have this news conference, do you think he'll finally appoint a special counsel to look at Joe Biden's situation?
Well, that's exactly what should happen, right? Because this is supposed to be the scales of justice and actually making sure that people aren't treated in a different manner. And what we have here is no due process for President Trump, guilty, before even any chance to show and exonerate himself. And what we do know is every single investigation, he has been exonerated and he has been cleared. So repeatedly they do this. If we were to get any sense of justice from the DOJ and from Merrick Garland, he would come out and say, no one is above the law. We will be appointing a special counsel to look into Joe Biden and start executing raids at some of these other places where he may have some gems like the, glove compartment of his Corvette.
The glove compartment, who knows where else? That basement probably has a lot of cubby holes. And the question is, is this Joe Biden confused and senile, taking stuff and not remembering where he puts it? Or is there something malicious here, sinister, as to why? I mean, you got to wonder, considering some of these documents were related to Ukraine, reportedly, considering Hunter Biden was working for Burisma. We could go on.
Yes. Compromising, American and national security. But, he has just had one failure after the next, 50 years of basically being a paycheck collector, not doing anything for the American people. And in fact, working on behalf of foreign interests and entities with his, son helping out along the way. And I don't think it's just, he's, bumbling Biden. This goes back a while. Sure, he may not be the sharpest, tool in the box, but let me tell you something. He actually has to know what he's doing back then when he's putting these documents and containing them in a reckless manner and really jeopardizing the American people and our national security.
Yeah, will be more.
Care. He does. Total disregard. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the way he spoke about it today, so glib about why people would be concerned about that, I think is telling as well. We got the press briefing too. We'll watch that. But I also want to talk to you about this new Congress because we saw Republicans pass this Born Alive Act, and the response from Democrats has been so telling. Vice President Kamala Harris said this on Twitter, quote, "This is yet another attempt by Republican legislators to control women's bodies." They support, kids at any age mutilating themselves. But when a little baby's born and survives an abortion, you got Jerry Nadler and others saying, oh, well, it'll take too long to get the baby to a hospital to save its life. I mean, what is going on with Democrats?
Well, that is the party of infanticide. Okay, that's what the Democrats are, because what they'll tell you is a baby, and I have sat through trials like the Philip Gosnell trial, okay, the abortion doctor who was literally killing babies after they were born alive, putting them in toilets, terrible stuff. I apologize to the viewers, but this is what's going on in this country. And you have to have a strong stomach for it to fight for the unborn. So what they want to do, the Democrats, is go ahead and fund transgender surgeries and operations at taxpayer expense, but not help babies born alive live. Think about that.
Yeah, everybody think about that. Let it sink in and listen to, again, what they're saying about this stuff. Kimberly Guilfoyle, great to see you as always, National Finance Chairwoman of MAGA. We'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thanks, John.